This is TWiT.
This is the part of the show where we wear caps atop our heads to honor our picks of the week. These may be apps or gadgets we're using now or have used in the past that we want to share with all of you because we think they are great. All right, Rosemary Orchard, tell me about the cap atop your head and your pick of the week.
Well, the hat atop my head is actually a hat that I wear on a regular basis. It is a lovely pale pink beret. It's coming across kind of grayish in the light. It's got some nice little sparkly bits in there, which is really good fun. And my app cap this week is a little bit of a cheat because some friends of mine developed this, but it's available for free. So that is always a great thing. And the app is called Elsewhen. So I don't know about you, Mikah, but time zones are pretty difficult to deal with, especially when I've got to communicate with other people about those times. So for example, if I want to tell everybody that iOS today next week is going to be at a different time, well, that's going to be the time in my time zone. But what about their times? To be clear, it's not at a different time next week. Last week, it was a different time, though. Well, Elsewhen is designed to help you deal with this problem, specifically with Discord, but also there's a time list option. And so if I wanted to tell everybody about something that's going to be happening at, say, 7 p.m. my time, then I'll just scroll through to 7 p.m. here. And I can see that currently it's going to show 26th of October 2021 at 7 p.m. Or I can change it to Tuesday, 26th of October 2021, just 26th of October 2021 with no time, just the time with the seconds, or I can add a relative time with this as well. So that I can say, for example, 26th of October at 1900 in 32 minutes. And what is great about this, of course, now, if I copy this and then I pop over to Discord, so this is the Club TWiT Discord, and some people have been posting some nice links there during the show. Now, if I paste this here, it kind of just looks like some weird text, right? But now if I hit send, then it shows people that exact time. But Mikah, if you look at this time, it actually shows you the time in your local time zone. Because Discord's got this feature where these times can actually be translated. And so you would see it in your local time zone. So it won't show 7 p.m. for you. It'll show in 32 minutes. That's still the same. But you'll actually see a different time there. Now, of course, not everybody uses Discord. And there we go. Anthony's showing it as 11 a.m. in the TWiT studio. Perfect. Not everyone uses Discord. So Discord's not the perfect way to communicate. Fine. Elsewhen can handle that. If you switch over at the bottom to the time list, then you can set your time here instead. And so again, I'll set it to 7 p.m. And you can choose your favorite time zones. And so I've got America, Los Angeles, America, Chicago, America, New York, Europe, London, and Europe, Rome. And now if I copy this and then I open, say, for example, the drafts application, and then I just paste this here, I have a list with some flags on, which shows me the exact time in all of the places everywhere, because this app is amazing. I need
this app.
It's free to download from the App Store. It's called Elsewhen, and it is pretty great. So I know Mike Hurley, who is a friend of yours and mine, uses this to post his Friday keyboard Twitch stream time so that everybody knows what time it is going to be at in their local time zone. It handles daylight savings. It's got light mode and dark mode. You can add your own favorite time zones. You can have different emojis showing for different time zones depending on your preferences, etc. It can do so many things. And honestly, I love it. And of course, don't forget, there's a little button in the top right to switch it back to the now time if you want to. So you can do that. But yeah, it's a really just cute, really single function app for sharing time, but translating it to wherever your friends and family are. And
is there
I know for
a
me
tip
and you,
jar?
There is not a tip jar, but I believe I know. So it's a little bit complicated because there's a group of people who've worked on this open source. And so the last time I checked, they said, if you would like to support them, then please donate some money to the St. Jude campaign. Because that's when they were developing a lot of things together. So yes, I will double check. But yeah, it's a great application, which at least for me and you, Mikah, it's incredibly useful.
Oh my goodness, so useful. I love it. And it's like the exact things that you need and nothing more. That's what I love. Exactly. It's not all this extra cruft and weird graphs and stuff. No, it just does what you need to do.
No ads, nothing. It just is an app that shares time that gets translated. And it's got
Lovely.
shortcut support. Of course it does.
Of course. All right, folks. I am loving this weather right now. It's chilly. It's the leaves are turning, and so I have a fall cap atop my head with different. I think it's roses and sort of leaves and whatnot for the fall. The app that I want to talk about is one that I think is going to make a lot of people feel a little nostalgic. Perhaps you recognize this music. This, folks, it's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, in app form, available on the App Store. You tap on the book, and it is narrated by the voice of Charlie Brown. Yes, the original voice of Charlie Brown is narrating this book. I will tap this text here.
Oh, you didn't.
And then you can tap on the individual words to have that sort of played back, but you can also just tap on the...
Oh, you didn't tell me you were gonna kill it.
To see what's there. And then here we go.
It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Written by Charles M. Schultz. Narrated by Peter Robbins, the original voice of Charlie Brown.
Peter Robbins. And then as we scroll through the book,
it was a
these
brisk autumn
pop-ups
day,
pop
but
up.
It wasn't just any autumn day.
And the text highlights as Peter is reading.
Just finished raking a big pile of leaves.
And you can see these fun little animations. I'm currently tapping on that pile of leaves, and as I shake it, little leaves pop out. I can also shake Charlie and Snoopy here, and then I can go on to the next page by scrolling.
Charge!
Linus is headed to that leaf pile.
Never jump into a pile of leaves with a wet sucker.
Now there are leaves all over his lollipop and on his face. It looks like he's got a beard. And of course, Charlie and Snoopy are rolling their eyes. And then you get this kind of final look.
Never jump into a pile of leaves with a wet sucker.
And then you can swipe onto the next
Lucy
page.
stopped by with her football.
And it goes on and on from here. Each of the little people are kind of interactive, and the story kind of unfolds on each page, almost like a comic book in a way, where as opposed to each page kind of being separate, there are different chunks of story that get told on the page as you go. I think this would be fantastic if you wanted to share Charlie Brown with your kids or other young folks, and it can just be fun for yourself to scroll through, to swipe through. So this is available for $4.99 in the App Store. One-time purchase to get the whole storybook. And it's called Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. You can get it for iPad or iPhone. Currently number 3 in books. I'm not surprised. Very fun. And as I said, just a fun nostalgic look back at old Charlie Brown, who apparently is Irish all of a sudden. I don't know.